lot for staying with us. The Seema Haider case is garnering headlines each day in India. This story is about a 27-year-old married woman from Pakistan who fell in love with an Indian man via an online game. And she travelled to India without any visa to meet her lover in Greater Noida, who works as a shopkeeping assistant. She was not alone. Seema, along with her 4 children, allegedly smuggled herself to India via Dubai and Nepal. Now, the couple is married and wants to remain together in India. But this is not the end of the story. From the very beginning, people have been raising concerns over Seema's antecedents. An FIR was also filed by cops in Noida, and now she's being probed by UP ATS. She was arrested on July 4 for illegally entering India without a visa with her 4 children, all aged below 7 years. Her Indian husband, Sachin Meena, was put behind bars for sheltering the illegal immigrants. Let's take a quick check of the latest updates as far as this matter is concerned. So, Seema and her Indian husband, Sachin Meena, have been quizzed by the UP ATS. They are being questioned at a facility which is at an undisclosed location. This is the second such questioning for both Seema and the Indian husband that has been done by the ATS now. ATS is asking Seema Haider to give more details about her travel route to India, which is allegedly via Dubai and Nepal. They also want to know that if she's uneducated and has no support back home, then how did she manage to travel to India with 4 kids who are all young? ATS is also checking if Seema Haider has any links with ISI or any other terror organization. Now, soon after Seema's story went viral, instances of attacks on Hindus and temples emerged from Sindh in Pakistan, the province Seema hails from. On July 16, a Hindu temple was attacked by a rocket launcher by dacoits, quote-unquote, in Sindh's Kashmore village. Even though the rocket did not explode, few Hindu houses in the neighborhood were also threatened by this attack. Now, Pakistani Hindus say this attack was a response to Seema Haider's marriage in India. Sindh lawmaker Mangla Sharma has claimed that Hindu community is living in fear in Sindh. Sharma also alleged that a 7-year-old boy was also kidnapped in Kandkot area of Kashmore, the same area. And even Pakistan Minority Affairs Minister appealed to dacoits again to not target the Hindu community because they have nothing to do with Seema. On July 15, the matter doesn't end here. On July 15, a 150-year-old Mari Mata temple was demolished in Karachi for construction of a mall, we are being told, and that has added to fears of the Hindus in a country where minority is already under enormous attacks. So the big question we're raising today, as far as these temple attacks are concerned, other such cases against Hindu minority in Pakistan, is this a revenge for this curious Seema case?
There's also reports that one of Seema's uncles works with the Pakistani army. They would also want to know what relationship she has with him. Also, if there is a bigger syndicate or there are people who had been supporting or financing her trip to India.
Let's go across to the guest joining us. Sushant Sareen is Senior Fellow, ORF. I'm also joined by Ravi Davani, who's Secretary General of All Pakistan Hindu Panchayat. He's joining us from Karachi. Ravi, how are you looking at this case and the attacks and the discussion that was also held in Pakistan amongst the politicians, that all of this seems to be a response to the Seema Haider case in India? Do you feel the same?
Thanks for taking some points from the Pakistan. At the moment, this is the true story that the very fear has been became into the Hindu community regarding the Seema case. But this is the first time that the Hindu woman, Muslim girl went to the across the border, and she has been converted, and within the love effect, either with the PUBG game, whatever the situation there. But the point is that in Pakistan, there are many girls have been converted, but there will be no reaction on that one. So what the Hindu community did for them? Does the Hindu community facilitate to the Seema to cross the border? Does the Hindu community finance to the Seema? But why this matter has been triggered to diverted to the Hindu community of Pakistan.
So who
This is
has
the
done that?
entire.
That's what I want to
Sorry?
understand from you. Who has done that?
Yeah,
Who
that's
has put the Hindu community in Pakistan under scanner?
this is the total ridiculous thing that the matter has been be diverted and tortured to the Hindu community of Pakistan. That will be nothing will be affiliated with the Seema. And the first time in the history of the 72, 73 years that the dacoits came across the media and they can threaten the Hindu community, and there are so many videos has been be viral for the dacoits. And even though the dacoits also only for ransom and they for the whatever the community is paying, they have no concern with the religion. So this is definitely this is another conspiracy. This is not the conspiracy that regarding the Seema. Seema is the only showpiece from there that the totally that should be targeted to the Hindu community of Pakistan, and they want to pack the fear and they want to make trouble for the Hindu community. And definitely, yeah.
Yeah, let me go across to Sushant Sareen as well. Sushant, I have 2-3 questions for you, so request you to be brief. One is this whole issue of dacoits. 1 second, Mr. Ravi. Sushant, one is this whole issue of dacoits.
I'm not seeing anyone in the screen, so only my screen are black. Only my picture is coming. That you can, if you can share the screen.
I'll request our producers to make sure that that can be done. But in the meantime, Sushant, isn't it so symptomatic of what things are in Pakistan that there are these quote-unquote dacoits who are using the Seema case to threaten the Hindu community in Pakistan, and even their ministers are having to appeal to quote-unquote these dacoits to not do so?
Yeah, it tells you a lot about the state of affairs in that country, where ministers have to actually not they feel compelled that they they feel compelled that they cannot use the power of the state, but have to appeal to the good sense of dacoits and criminals for succor. And I think it tells you a lot about the state of the Hindu community in Pakistan. And the same Pakistan and the same province, the leader of the party which is ruling over that province prances around the world, talks about and gives speeches on tolerance and brotherhood and peace and what have you. But in his own backyard, under his own watch, there is a large community of Hindus which is being persecuted on a daily basis, which is being bludgeoned, which is being, all kinds of indignities are being heaped on them. But you know, that dynast feels that he can roam around the world and pretend that he's an extremely enlightened man. But it tells you a lot that when a minister has to plead with the dacoits and not order the police to take action, and the army keeps a hands-off approach, and dacoits feel that they can do virtue signaling by, putting on this robe of holy warriors and targeting a powerless community like the Hindus, which is in any case a persecuted community in Pakistan. They can do it and they can get away with it.
Yes, and just the whole fact that the Seema Haider case is being used against the Hindu community, as Ravi Davani is talking about, that in itself is quite, hilarious. But it is not funny because it's actually dangerous for the already persecuted Hindu minority in Pakistan. So, Raviji, I want to understand from you, what is it that you would like to happen from the government in Pakistan, given everything that has happened? And there has been this temple attack as well, which the Hindu community feels has happened as a response to this Seema case. आप क्या चाहेंगे क्या पाकिस्तान की सरकार से?
Actually, I just want to introduce that the Sindh government has also taken some actions behind that one, because they have deployed the police to the approximately 400 police men has been deployed to the temples to secure the conditions. And police and with the armed forces, they are continuously in touch with them, and they are trying to hook up them. And within a few days, definitely some paramilitary forces will take an operation on that one. So the situation is not nowadays, that definitely is not good for anything. But the things are very productive in a few days. And regarding the temple attack, definitely, because their video has been already came in the market, and the dacoit has claimed that they have fired the rocket launcher and the thing. So for this one, that the next day the police has been investigated and they came on the situation. The basic thing is that what we scenario has been after approximately 30-35 people has been kidnapped from that area, but that not belong to the whole from the Hindu community. Almost 70% are Muslim community. But the point is that the targeting is that these people are poor people. So these are why they have kidnapped them. So the point is, the trigger point is that they only want to make the panic. They want to create something is there, because now the government of Pakistan has been got the IMF funding and now this is coming on the track. So might be some making the conspiracy to making in Pakistan in a troubled position.
All right. It is, of course, a telling fact that it's young girls and women from all minority communities, Hindus and Christians especially, keep getting kidnapped and forcibly converted or forced into marriages at young age and otherwise in Pakistan. So that's just the overall condition. And then something like this Seema Haider case happens, and then there is more misery piled on to the minorities. But finally, Sushant, I also want to understand from you overall. One second, sir. Sir, 1 second, please. Sir, 1 second. Okay. Sushant, I also want to understand from you overall the apprehensions over the Seema Haider case. Are people blowing it out of proportion that this woman came from Pakistan and, managed to enter India? Or do you think this is indeed a security concern for India?
Shivani, there are two issues involved. One is a legal issue. She has come into this country illegally without proper documentation. Had she got a visa and then she had come out here, got married and then applied in a legal process, many of these things might not have happened. But in this particular case, she has come in illegally, and there are very serious questions which are being asked about how she has managed to come into India. Now, it might not be so difficult also if you have the money, but then where does she get the money from? But I think it is in the fitness of things if the investigating agencies do try and figure out whether there is something much more sinister, or is it just a case of, two people meeting online, falling in love, a woman already in a very unhappy marriage, the husband being a bit of a brute, like most Pakistani men are anyways, and wanting to escape and, comes into India and is willing to, adopt the, the customs and the practices of her new family.
Yes.
Now, it could very much be that, but I think the investigating agencies would be remiss if they did not actually go into the antecedents. Plus, it cannot become a precedent, because tomorrow you might have many more cases like this happening. Where do you draw the line? At what point do you say that the law does not matter anymore?
I get your point. But can I ask you a quick follow-up? Do you really believe that there could be a terror angle involved here, that that she could be a sleeper cell or something like that?
I don't know. I'll be very honest with you. There is no way I can say whether she is not. There are certain things, at least some of the stuff which is coming out seems a little out of the ordinary. But, if I was an ISI guy, I had to send in a sleeper cell or I had to send in a honey trap. And there have been many honey traps coming from Pakistan.
Yes.
Then why would I target this poor Meena fellow who's a nobody, really? Why would I not target somebody senior enough in government? And there have been cases like that of Pakistani journalists coming and, all kinds of nefarious activities taking place.
Okay, fair enough.
There has been a lot of that happening. So
I'll end it on that note. I do thank both of our guests for joining us. So two very curious angles as far as this case is concerned. One is the investigation against Seema, and one is the fallout that is happening in Pakistan against the Hindu community. I take your leave on that note. My colleague Anand is joining you next.